Right smack dab in the heart of the Rotary Arts District is the Capitol Theatre. Now, the Capitol Theatre has been here a long time. It is the home of Portal Players. And I'm here with Brent Ronning from Portal Players. Brent, thank you for inviting me into your space here today.
Well, thank you for joining us here on the Capitol Theatre stage.
Now, we're talking here about the arts in Port Alberni, and of course there are arts spread out all over the place, but we have been primarily on this stretch of road. You've been here a long time.
Capitol Theatre has been here in our community since 1936. We just celebrated our 80th anniversary.
Wow. And it is owned by Portal Players?
Yes, completely free and clear. It's owned by Portal Players Dramatic Society since 1989.
That's a big deal because it's a lovely facility. What is the mandate of Portal Players?
So, education, presenting arts to our community, and performing in festivals. We have three big components of our Constitution, and that's what we aspire to do.
Wow. Now, most people in Port Alberni will know Portal Players and the Capitol Theatre as the home of the performing arts because you do put on quite a few performances during the year. How many?
So we have 4 performances as part of our regular season, and of course we have after-school programs 4 days a week. So between Stages, which is the theatrical arts program, and Glee and C-Notes choirs. So we have lots of music programs and on stage, and lots of opportunities for volunteers and to be involved here.
And actually that was what I was going to get to, is the volunteers. And before we talk too much more about Glee and C-Notes, I want to talk about just the performances that Portal Players put on, because it takes an enormous amount of volunteer effort to get each show staged.
Yes, and it's never just the people on the stage. There are so many folks behind the scenes: stage managers, light operators and designers, sound design and sound operators, props, costumes. There's a huge number of people that are back there making sure that the people on stage look good.
How far ahead of performance date, opening night, do you decide what's going on this year's schedule?
So in the next couple of months, our Artistic Direction Committee will review the proposals that have come in, and that will determine what our shows look like starting in September of this year.
And am I correct, some of these shows, or many of these shows, you have to pay for the rights to perform?
Yes, so most written shows, if it's just a regular sort of play, will be about $1,000 in royalties if we do 8 performances. A musical, of course, is thousands and thousands of dollars. It can be $9,000, $10,000. So they're a big risk to put on.
Gosh, as a volunteer society, a nonprofit society, how do you pay for that?
Well, again, we have to depend upon our audiences and our sponsors to bring in the dollars so that we can give that to our community. And we also need to make enough money off of it that we can continue to run shows and have a successful season and pay the insurance and the heating in this building.
Okay, Brent Ronning, are you like chewing your fingernails sometimes?
Sometimes, yeah, but we're financially healthy. We have so much support from our community sponsors. When we needed new furnaces, we had sponsors behind us and the community making donations to us. We have so much volunteerism to support this theater and keep it going. People recognize it as a real jewel in the heart of our community.
It is a jewel, and I know we started talking about the programs that you offer here as well. They're kind of introducing this to a whole new generation of Port Albernians who understand what this is all about. Tell me a little bit about the programs that are offered.
Well, the acting programs, those are 3 days a week after school, and those children, from ages 4 to teenagers, all sorts of different levels of skills. And now we're seeing that since we've been running those programs for a few years, those youth who are still in our community are now in our productions, or they're volunteering and they're running lights and they're running sound and they're joining the board of directors. Those sorts of pieces happen and organically, and that is why we're a sustainable group.
Now you also have choir programs.
Yeah, so our music programs run on Thursdays, and we added an adult choir last year, and it's unauditioned and it's a learning choir, and people really enjoy it, and it's growing. There's almost 30 people in that choir now, and again, there's the Weegleys, who are adorable, ranging from age 4 to about, I think, 8, and then Glees are older than that, and into teenage years, and so they're starting to perform in our other shows as well. So it does kind of, we cross-pollinate between programs and volunteerism, and of course parents then become involved in the society, and we really just want this space to be a community space that's welcoming, that nurtures the arts, that allows people to be creative in whatever that looks like for them.
And I have to say, over the years, we have come out from Shaw to do stories with Weeglee and with the different groups. It is a joyous space. It is a very joyous space. There's a lot of laughter as well as learning happening.
Yeah, and that's what we want. When you're doing volunteerism in the community, you do it because you enjoy it, and it brings something to your life. And that's what we try to be here. And there's a place for everyone here when they bring their skills and passions to us. Tell us what you like to do and what you want to do, and we'll find space for you.
Now, I know there are people watching out there who want to know how to contact you, either to volunteer to find out about the programs or what play is coming up. What is the best way to reach you?
Well, they can stop by our box office during its hours, Monday to Thursday, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m., talk to our administrator, or they can send us an email, they can phone us, we'll call them back. Check out our website, and we'd love to hear from you. Just come and talk to any of our volunteers or members, and be included, be part of the conversation about it.
Well, thank you for including me in this conversation. Great chatting with you today, Brett.
Nice seeing you. You're welcome anytime. They can send us an email, they can phone us, we'll call them back. Check out our website, and we'd love to hear from you. Just come and talk to any of our volunteers or members, and be included, be part of the conversation about it.
Well, thank you for including me in this conversation. Great chatting with you today, Brett.
Nice seeing you. You're welcome anytime.